Yeah, that's a bench. I repainted the slats from blue to green and putting it back together. I haven't finished yet. And Brian called me last night. Brian is my older son. I have two sons. He lives in California with Ashley. They have two doggies. And Brian called me and he was almost in tears. And I said, "What's wrong?" And he says, I don't know how to tell you this. And I thought, oh my God, no, don't break up with Ashley. There's a lot of stress going on, which I'll tell you about in just a moment. But and he says, "Mom, you know how Jasper's been sick?" That's his dog. And I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Well, you know how he's had tumors and he's just been basically on Peloton care," which means not hospice. Hospice gives you a time limit and they know pretty much how long you have to live. But Peloton care means that you're in severe pain and just suffering, and they're taking care of it with like pain medicines or whatever, treatments or massages or whatever it would be. That goes for people too, not just animals. And I said, "Mom, he hasn't gone to the bathroom in 3 days. And Mom, he hasn't eaten in 3 days. Not even bacon." And most people I know, bacon is a big treat. Unless you don't eat pork. But bacon is like meat candy and he wouldn't even touch it. And I could tell Brian was ready to cry. And he says, "Mom, I made an appointment this afternoon at the doctor, the vet. And I just don't want him to suffer anymore." Oh my God, that broke my heart. It just broke my heart. Here's a picture of Brian and Jasper and Ashley and Jasper. That's my son and Jasper. And that's Ashley with Jasper. And in the afternoon they had him put down because he was just suffering so much. And then Brian has that, and he has this wedding thing for his friend coming up in 12 days. He'll be here. And it's so much. He's got school. He works and he goes to school. He'll be graduate to be a nurse in December. I'm very proud of him. And he's living out in California with Ashley, and they're doing okay. You can't ask for more than that for your kids to do okay. If they're doing better than okay, that's a plus. But if they're surviving and doing okay, that's all a parent could hope for, you know? Yeah, so Brian and Ashley are flying in on a Wednesday night. Thursday is the bachelor party at night. I got a few things, tablecloth and plates and napkins and stuff. Brian's taking his friend to go-kart place and bowling. Wow, wild party, but they're nerds. They know it would be a waste of money to go to a strip club. So, anyway, I may not see him very much when he's in town. His friend, and I don't know what Miss Emily posts in her manners for weddings and who does what and what's expected of the best man, but I think they're expecting way too much out of Brian. I really do. He's paying for this bachelor party. And they expect to have him take them out for his friend and wife to meet Ashley in person. Brian hasn't met the girl, the wife to be in person yet either, but and have Brian pay for brunch, and then Brian drive them around like a chauffeur. We have to be at the wedding site 2 hours early, and it's an hour drive away. And they expect Brian to drive them, chauffeur them here, and chauffeur them there, and chauffeur them after the reception to the hotel. I said, "Are you going on their honeymoon with them?" After all that? Oh God, it's a lot of stress. A lot of stress. Plus his dog, plus school and work. Oh, It's just so much stress. I just feel terrible for him. And I hope nothing goes wrong on the airplane or the flight. Ashley doesn't like to fly. She got sick last time. And anytime coming into St. Louis, it's very hot and humid. It's hot out where they live, but it's not humid at all. It's high desert, so it's real dry. Here it's so humid. I just turned the air conditioning on because I feel sticky. I was trying to not use the air conditioning, trying to just ride it out, and then you know, get the house nice and cool before they come. But I just can't take it. Not tonight. Not after everything I've been through today. I woke up, I had some anxiety attacks today, and I had quite a few of them today. I feel flushed inside and hot, but my skin's all raises up with goosebumps like when you're cold. That doesn't make sense to me at all. I took my blood pressure medicine. I've been taking it. But there's certain things. I don't know whether it's an emotional thing, talking to Brian and all this stress and the expectations and crap, and I have to clean this house, and then my brother expects something of me, and that's another thing I'll tell you about in a moment. I don't know. I guess it got to me too. And so I was sick most of the day. My back hurt so bad I could hardly walk. But I ran a couple errands, got some party supplies, and I stopped at a car place just to look around to see what they had to say about their cars. And the guy said, well, I can have you someone come and you can walk around out there and look at cars. I said, no, I'm not feeling good and it's really hot. I said, do you have your inventory online? Yeah. I said, well, I'll look at that online. Do you have someone that I can talk to about the financial part? Yeah, well, we'll run your credit. It's good for 45 days. When do you want to get this car? I said, well, I'm by November. He goes, well, then you'd have to run it again, and every time you look at your credit, it lowers. They lower your credit every time someone looks at it. I said, really? Apparently so. So I said, oh, I'll just deal with it when I deal with it. I left. I'm just not doing too good today. I made some vegetable beef stew for supper. And you're thinking, it's hot and humid and sticky and you ate soup? Yes. Yes, I did. It was good, too. Whew, God, it's so hot. Oh my God, 7 minutes. Then I talked to my brother David. He called him. And I called him back. And my brother Richard that does all the finances at their house for Mom and him and all that. He's been having so much trouble. He calls David all the time. I don't have any money. I have no money. I have no money. David changed some things around in the way things are paid. He's making arrangements with the caregiver company directly that they will be given so much money twice a month for caregiving. Richard won't have to worry about that. So if anything money-wise happens now, it's not going to be that. So David and I were discussing that, and it's like, I don't know. And then David asked me about cars. He goes, what do you need? And I said, I don't know, I need my car door fixed, but other than that, no. What do you need? Do you need anything else around the house? I said, told him what didn't work and all that. Like, this light switch doesn't work, and that doesn't work, and that doesn't. But I said, but I'm living, it's fine. I'm cool. And he says, well, you know, trucks and cars are cheaper down here in Georgia. He says, I can help you look. And then he asked me about that, and he's, well, trucks are real cheap. I don't want a truck. I don't want a truck. I said, 2 things on my list. Do I fit in it? And does it have good mileage? So the latest thing I was looking at was a Toyota Camry, because it has good mileage and I know I can fit in those. I've worked on Bear, my old late boyfriend. He had one, and I worked on it and replaced quarter panel and a bumper on it. And I know they're well built, so, and I know I can get in and out of it. Some cars have this lip, like where you open and close the door, like the floor of the car is here, but the door frame is here, so you have to step up over the door frame when you get out. It's really hard on my legs and my back. So, you know, certain things like that. Do I fit? Can I get in and out of it? Is the mileage good? Because why get something that's going to have shitty mileage? I want to be able to drive out to see Brian or drive up to see Scott and take them some of their stuff or something. Go here, go there. Film exciting stuff, you know, elsewhere. But I can't do that in the car that I have. Upward and onward.